rSlash for telling my GF she's a filthy person? In the heart of a bustling city, amidst the backdrop of towering skyscrapers and bustling streets, lived a couple whose love story was both a blessing and a challenge. John, a 24-year-old graphic designer, and Emily, his 22-year-old girlfriend, had been together for a year and had taken the bold step of moving in together. Their love was undeniable, but there was one issue that had been gnawing at John's patience: Emily's cleanliness, or rather, the lack thereof. When they first met, Emily had candidly warned John about her less-than-sterile habits. He had chuckled it off, thinking it couldn't be that bad. But, oh, how wrong he was. The battleground of their cleanliness war was the kitchen. Emily was a passionate cook, and John adored her culinary creations. However, the aftermath of her culinary adventures was a sight to behold. Dishes piled up like the Leaning Tower of Pisa, and the trash can inched closer to its breaking point. John, who was borderline obsessive about cleanliness, often found himself embroiled in daily battles against the encroaching mess. He had tried talking to Emily, explaining that he couldn't be the one cleaning up every day, but his words seemed to fall on deaf ears. Their laundry room was another disaster zone. Emily had a peculiar habit of letting her dirty laundry pile up to monumental proportions. And the worst part? She seemed to have an ongoing debate with herself about whether her garments were clean or dirty, leading to clothes that were repeatedly worn in cycles. It wasn't uncommon for John to take it upon himself to tackle the laundry mountain. He even had to beg her to fold her clothes, otherwise they'd end up in yet another laundry basket. The bedroom, the most intimate and sacred space in their shared world, bore the brunt of Emily's untidiness. After a long day at work, she'd strip down, tossing her clothes haphazardly around the room, as if her clothes were breadcrumbs left in a forest. Even worse, she'd bring food into their private sanctuary, leaving dirty plates and cups scattered around for days. The room, once a place of romance and serenity, began to resemble a jungle of chaos. John wasn't one to let things slide. He believed that cleanliness was not just a matter of preference, but a necessity, especially since they had decided to build a life together. He had many heart-to-heart conversations with Emily about the importance of maintaining a clean home, stressing the need for compromise and finding a middle ground. Yet, every time the topic was broached, Emily would sigh in annoyance, grumbling that she'd clean up, but the action often lasted for no more than a day, and the cycle of mess would begin anew. Despite the growing frustration and arguments that arose from their differing views on cleanliness, John knew he couldn't give up on the love he shared with Emily. They had something truly special, a connection that transcended the messiness of their daily lives. And so, their love story continued, a tale of patience and compromise, of battles fought and reconciliations made, all in the name of love. As they faced the challenges of living together, John held on to the hope that someday, somehow, Emily would fully understand the significance of a clean and organized home. Until then, he'd continue to wage his daily war against the clutter, all the while cherishing the moments of love and laughter they shared amidst the chaos. For in the end, their love was their biggest blessing, and they were determined to find a way to make it work, one dirty dish and misplaced sock at a time. Let's check today's another story. A disgusting girlfriend. Once upon a time in a small town, there lived a young man named Jack. He was a kind-hearted and easygoing person, known for his cheerful demeanor and friendly nature. Jack had been single for quite some time, and he longed for a loving and caring girlfriend to share his life with. One sunny day, as Jack was enjoying his coffee at a local cafe, he noticed a woman sitting alone at a nearby table. Her name was Lisa, and she had recently moved to town. Lisa had striking features, with long flowing hair and captivating blue eyes. Jack decided to strike up a conversation, and they quickly hit it off. He found her to be charming and witty, and she seemed genuinely interested in him. Over the next few weeks, Jack and Lisa spent more and more time together. They went on romantic picnics in the park, attended movies, and shared their deepest secrets. Everything seemed perfect, and Jack felt like he had finally found the girlfriend he had been searching for. However, as their relationship progressed, Jack began to notice some peculiar habits that Lisa had. At first, he brushed them off, thinking they were just quirks. But as time passed, these quirks turned into something more concerning. Lisa had an unusual fascination with all things gross and disgusting. She would often share gruesome stories about medical procedures she had read about, and she would enthusiastically discuss the latest news about strange diseases. She loved visiting the local morgue and attending autopsies, something that Jack found deeply unsettling. One evening, Jack invited Lisa over for a romantic dinner at his place. He had prepared a delicious homemade meal and set the table with candles and soft music. But as they sat down to eat, Lisa began to tell a graphic story about a particularly gruesome surgery she had recently learned about. Jack's appetite disappeared, and he struggled to keep his food down. As weeks turned into months, Jack's discomfort grew. Lisa's obsession with the disgusting and grotesque seemed to consume their relationship. She would bring up disturbing topics at the most inappropriate times, and Jack found it increasingly challenging to connect with her on a deeper level. One day, Jack decided to have an honest conversation with Lisa. He expressed his concerns about the direction their relationship was taking and how her constant focus on disgusting topics was affecting their connection. Lisa was surprised by his feelings, but promised to try and tone it down. Despite her efforts, Lisa's fascination with the disgusting continued to overshadow their relationship. Jack realized that as much as he had initially been drawn to her, they were simply not compatible in the long run. He knew that it was time to end the relationship and find someone whose interests aligned more closely with his own. Breaking up with Lisa was not easy for Jack, but he knew it was the right decision for both of them. He learned that while physical attraction and initial chemistry are important, shared values and interests play a crucial role in the success of a relationship. Jack went back to searching for a girlfriend who shared his passion for the beautiful and joyful aspects of life, leaving behind the memories of his disgustingly strange relationship with Lisa. Today's story ends here. We'll meet in the next story.